Breaking news about the police officer at the center of the Eric Garner case. He has now been suspended from duty.
5 years ago, my son said, I can't breathe 11 times.
I can't breathe.
And today we can't breathe.
So at 12:25 p.m. today, the NYPD suspended Officer Daniel Pantaleo after an administrative judge recommended that he be fired. It only took them 5 years. The judge found Officer Pantaleo, who has been on modified administrative duty in the 5 years since Garner's death on a Staten Island street corner, guilty of using a chokehold on the 43-year-old father. So just to recap, after video footage showing the illegal chokehold, a medical examiner testifying that the chokehold resulted in Eric Garner's death, and now an administrative judge in New York finding the officer guilty of using said illegal chokehold, the NYPD still employs this man, and only now has decided to suspend him for 30 days without pay. But please go ahead and tell me how saying Black Lives Matter is wrong. This decision comes 5 years in the making after the justice system failed to indict Officer Pantaleo, only for him to then escape federal charges and continue about his life while Garner's family clawed for any sense of justice in the death of their loved one. Just earlier this week, protesters interrupted the Democratic presidential debate and heckled New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, calling out "Fire Pantaleo." But while this case is specific to New York, the case of lack of accountability ripples nationwide. See recently released footage of police officers in Dallas laughing and joking as they pin a mentally ill man to the ground. And who was calling for accountability here? Oh yes, you'll find that Black Lives Matter also were looking for accountability in this case. That man they pinned was Tony Timpa. He called Dallas police for help, only for them to severely restrain him, and despite pleading for help and his life more than 30 times as he struggled to breathe while they held him down, they continued. He died. And yes, the Dallas County District Attorney followed suit and dropped the charges brought against the officers. And yet, despite the overwhelming lack of accountability across the country, the head of the New York City Police Union calls the decision in regards to Pantaleo pure political insanity, and went on to say that if it's allowed to stand, it will paralyze the NYPD for years to come. So you think accountability will paralyze the police department? Well, tell me then, how can it be just a few bad apples if nobody wants to hold such apples accountable? Wouldn't they then bleed back into the system, rotting the entire thing? It took 5 years for any sort of decision to be made, but the NYPD wants to drag their heels some more, saying they will not make any sudden decisions and want to investigate further. But for the Garner family, it's been 5 years, so I guess what's another year on top of that? I'd love to hear what you think on this. Francis and Maxwell on Twitter and Instagram, and of course you can support independent media right here. Want to see more videos like this? Then subscribe to the TYT channel below, and don't forget to become a TYT member. Get access for as little as $4.99 a month. Download the TYT Plus app on your phone or head over to tyt.com/join today.